Hey guys, what's up? Power Up Boxing here. So I just watched Triple G versus Canelo 2, the rematch again. I recorded it on my DVR because I bought the fight. It's one of the few fights I'll buy. I buy all of Pacquiao's fights. Obviously he's not on pay-per-view anymore, so I didn't have to purchase his last couple fights. But I bought every Pacquiao fight, and I bought both Golovkin versus Canelo fights. All other fights, though, I usually just watch free. I stream them, but this fight, you're going to get a high-quality fight, and that's what we got. So when I've seen it the first time, who did I have winning the fight? I had my man Triple G winning the fight. Now, I must admit, obviously, I'm a Triple G fan, and I wanted Triple G to win the fight, but I have to put that aside and just watch the fight and see who I thought won the fight, and without any bias. And so when I watch the fight for the first time live, I kind of don't score round by round. I'm not paying attention to that. I'm just watching the fight as a whole, or I watch the fight round by round and I say, oh, that's his round, that's his round. And then by the championship rounds, I'm just thinking to myself, okay, this guy's behind. So I'm not really being very what do you call it? I'm not being very I guess writing it down and scoring it round by round very seriously. I'm just casually scoring it. But the second time I watch a fight, if it's a close fight and a controversial decision, whatever it might be, I do. There's my cat. Hold on, guys. All right. My dog might attack him. Hey, get away. So, I got an in-depth. I scored it in depth, and I reviewed the fight very in depth. I wrote down a bunch of notes and stuff, and I scored it obviously round by round. So I'll tell you who I thought won the second time. Officially, I scored it. Round 1. We'll start with round 1. I had Triple G winning that round. Round 2, close round. Could have went either way. But since I'm trying to be unbiased, I'll give it to Canelo. So it's 1-1. Round 3, I have Golovkin winning that round. Round 4, I have Golovkin winning that round. Round 5, I have Golovkin winning that round. Round 6 is a close round. Could have went either way. I'll give it to Canelo. Round 7, Golovkin's round. Round 8, could have went either way. I give it to Canelo because I'm trying to be unbiased. There was close rounds, not a lot of close rounds in my opinion. When I really watched it and looked at the clear, clean, accurate punches, I had Golovkin winning a lot of rounds clearly in my opinion. But if you're not watching closely, maybe there is a lot of close rounds, like when you watch it the first time. So round 8, close round, give it to Canelo. Round 9, another close round, give it to Canelo. Round 10, Golovkin. Round 11, I gave it to Golovkin, but Canelo did land really good right hands at the end of the round. He landed 5 solid rounds continuously, in a row at the last 20 seconds of the round. But I still had Golovkin winning that round because he was winning that round clearly, convincingly up until that last 20 seconds. And it wasn't enough with those right hands for him to win that round, in my opinion, for Canelo to win round 11. Round 12, one of Triple G's biggest rounds, one of his best clear-cut rounds. And I had, I don't know how you could score Canelo winning the 12th because Golovkin had a really good round 12. So I had Golovkin winning 8 rounds to 4. I had Triple G winning round 1, round 3, round 4, round 5, round 7, round 10, 11, and 12. And then I had Canelo winning round 2, 6, 8, and 9. And those were close rounds too. So I couldn't give Canelo any more than 4 rounds. I just couldn't see it. I just couldn't see that happen. But like I said, it was considering the scores. Like I said, the judges, you don't know if they're getting what's going on there. There's obviously some shenanigans going on there. They're getting paid off. Not paid off. Possibly paid off. That can happen. But they're... What do you call it? We know who's the money fighter. Canelo's the money fighter. You don't know if what's going on there. Canelo runs Vegas more than... Like, he's pretty much runs Vegas now that Floyd Mayweather's gone. He's the biggest name out there right now. Hold on, my dog might attack my cat right now. Go on. I don't know, I'm just looking at the corner of my eye. My dog's really eyeing him when he attacks him. But anyway, like I said, unless you're being biased, like you're not getting like whatever, like being biased and getting on like lopsided scorecards or whatever, or just scoring rounds weirdly because of biasness, I don't know, but some people were scoring the fight differently round by round. There's like different rounds, like Harold Letterman, for instance. I usually agree with his scorecard. We actually had the same score in the end. He scored it 116, 112, but he had different rounds than me. So like I said, different angles of the ring and stuff like that can influence it. If it's not anything, corrupt going on, then obviously, yeah, you can still score the fight differently. So Harold Letterman had, let's see here. Just trying to find where... Okay, Harold Letterman had Triple G winning 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 12. And had Canelo winning 1, 2, 6, and 11. And, okay, so we only agreed on 2 rounds that Canelo won. We both agreed that Canelo won round 2 and 6. But I didn't think he won the first round. The jab was just too effective at Triple G. And round 11, I could see why you'd score round 11 for Canelo, though. Like, those big right hands at the very end of the round, I just didn't think that wasn't even close to enough to win the round. They weren't devastating right hands. They were clean right hands, but they didn't rock Triple G. And Triple G was just controlling the round so much. It wasn't a close round to begin with until that point. But if it was a close round and then he landed those 5 right hands at the end, then I would have gave round 11 to Canelo. But other than that, no. So, yeah. He had it 8-4. I had it 8-4. Me and Harold Letterman. But, so let me talk about the fight now. I thought Triple G got robbed of a victory again, but it was a close rounds. But I thought he got robbed again. And the fact that he got robbed the first time makes this even worse, and people think this is even more of a robbery than actually is. But he still clearly won the second fight. Canelo deserves to be at this level, though. He proved it. 2 warriors in the ring, let me say. None of them backed down. No give in either guy. Both guys got tremendous chins. Especially Canelo, since he's used to fighting smaller guys, and Golovkin's used to taking bigger shots from bigger guys. So it's understandable that he can take Canelo's punches, because he took the bigger guys' punches, like Daniel Jacobs and Monroe, and Lemieux didn't really hit him that much. I can't really say him, but he's taken big shots from middleweights, and so he's already Triple G already proved he had a good chin, and that big right hand that Canelo landed in the first fight, he proved it there too. But Canelo hasn't faced really as big as guys as Golovkin that can hit him. Like obviously he faced Chavez Jr., bigger than Golovkin, you could say, but couldn't even hit him, didn't even try. So I didn't really count that. So yeah, both guys got good chin, but Canelo has a really good chin. If you look at round, what do you call it? Yeah, round 12, Triple G started landing vicious power shots at the start of that round, vicious uppercuts. And at that whole round, Triple G was just throwing everything in his punches and landing so clean. And those punches, I think, would have knocked down and KO'd most fighters, but not Canelo. So you got to give respect there. But Canelo did not win this fight. Now, I'm gonna go over some points. So the reason why I thought Golovkin won the fight is because, let me go back to the start here. Okay, first of all, the commentating was biased, in my opinion. And the biased commenting sways the audience, especially when you're watching it for the first time and you're not really focusing on the whole fight. You're taking it all in when you're first watching it live. So you are taking in the commentating. Because I remember when I watched Pacquiao vs. Mayweather, I thought Pacquiao was not winning. I wasn't focusing on round by round, but the commentating was being biased. I watched it again, and I was shocked to my belief that Pacquiao won that fight. So you can't listen to the commentating. Not all of it was bad, but some of the lines they were saying, how Canelo was winning the story of the fight, that was not true. The only thing that Canelo was doing to make you believe that he was in the fight and maybe winning rounds, was he was going forward. He was staying his ground. He was keeping his ground, not backing up, holding his ground. But he wasn't being effective. He was moving forward, but he wasn't being effective, and he wasn't being accurate. He wasn't landing clean, even though he was holding his ground and pushing GG back a bit. But Golovkin was boxing him. Golovkin wasn't really running back. He was just walking back and popping with a jab. So in my opinion, you can't base that he won the fight and won the story of the fight just because he did say he was gonna walk forward this time and not run around, and you got to give him props for that. But that doesn't mean he won the fight. Just because he said he wasn't gonna run and he didn't run this time means he won the fight. Like, that's stupid. Like Roy Jones and other people were saying that I feel bad because if Golovkin didn't say Mexican style and instead he boxed instead of doing Mexican style, then I wouldn't have a problem giving him the decision. But the fact that he said Mexican style and then he was boxing him, even though he was boxing him beautifully, Canelo was the one doing what he said he was going to do and going forward. Yeah, but he wasn't being effective, so that's irrelevant what he said he was going to do, because he didn't do it. He didn't do it effectively, though. Golovkin was boxing him effectively. I don't care if Golovkin said I don't care if a fighter said he was going to slug it out and go toe-to-toe, and then he did the complete opposite and just outboxed the guy, never went in the pocket. If the guy won the fight, he won the fight. And I don't know why they're not counting Golovkin's jab. That was landing, it was landing crazy, his jab. Like, it was better than the first fight, his jab, in my opinion. So the jabs, I'm going to review the jabs, how many jabs. Okay, so, hold on, guys. I'm looking for the jab stats here. Okay. Trying to look where I wrote down the jab stats. Okay, so I think this is the jab stat. I could be wrong, but I think this is it. I think... Fuck, it's hard to read my fucking writing here because I wrote it down on a piece of paper that has already writing on it. I know it's kind of lazy, but... So Golovkin landed 118 jabs to 59 jabs for Canelo. I'm pretty sure that's the stat. Fuck, I can't even read this. Some of this. Anyway, okay. Since when does he landed a lot of jabs? He landed a shitload of jabs, and unbelievable. That's the bottom line. But I think that was the stat. Maybe it wasn't. I don't know. But it was a ridiculous amount. He like over doubled the amount that Canelo threw landed jabs. And since when does the jab not count? Especially a hard, effective jab like Gennady Golovkin. So I just don't understand that. And the guy, even though he's getting pushed back sometimes or walking back, he's not really getting pushed back. He's just walking back. And Canelo's walking forward. Like, Golovkin wasn't running. He was just slowly walking back. Both guys were keeping their ground for the most part. And I just don't understand why. Like, Stephen A. Smith said it too. He doesn't really know shit about boxing, but he said it. When does the jab not count now? Because he thought Golovkin won the fight. And it's true. If this was Mayweather in Golovkin's shoes right now, fighting Canelo, they would have said that Mayweather won easy work on that night, both fights. But since it's not Mayweather, and like it's bullshit. That's what I mean. It's so fucking biased. Fucking Vegas, Mayweather, Canelo. Now Canelo runs him. Mayweather fucking runs him more than anybody though. And if that was him tonight fighting Canelo, that had the same performance, they would have said, "What a masterful boxing performance by Floyd Mayweather," and it would have been. But this was way more masterful than fucking Mayweather could ever do, because Golovkin is actually lands power shots and walks forward and boxes, throws so many punches and lands so many punches, and Mayweather's just boring and he doesn't throw as much. Like, Golovkin threw, let's see here. Golovkin threw 879 punches. For a middleweight, that is incredible. Canelo threw 622. So he threw 250 punches less. Golovkin landed 234 punches, and Canelo landed 202 punches. So Golovkin landed 32 more punches. Connect percentage, 32% to 27% in favor of Canelo. You could argue that it looked like Canelo was being... Well, I guess he didn't throw as much, that's why. But Golovkin was... His punches were landing way more clean, in my opinion, for sure. In the power shots, Canelo had the edge. He landed 143 to 116, 39 to 35%, both good percentages. But you could argue that Golovkin's jab is a power shot too. But thrown, what do you call it? Yeah, I don't know what this stat is. I think this is thrown punches, thrown power shots, 366 to 322. But in the 12th round alone, Golovkin threw a punch high. He threw the most punches in the whole fight in round 12, 89 punches, and he lost that round. And he landed 20 solid fucking power shots. This is bullshit. How two of the judges gave Canelo the 12th round. Are you shitting me? Are you shitting me? Two of them, I forget. I think Glenn was the only one who gave Triple G that round to make it a draw. But if they gave both those rounds, or both those judges gave the round to Triple G, which he should have. He clearly won round 12. It was one of his best rounds. It would have still been a draw. The fight would have been a draw still. because everyone had Canelo up a point. Every judge had him up a point going into the 12th. So Golovkin needed a knockdown to win the fight or a knockout. The best he could do was a draw, and it should have been the draw because he won the 12th. But he should have won the fight, but it should have been a draw if you're just looking at the 12th round. So anyway, I'm just going to go over my notes, guys. So in the 10th round, I'm going to give some feedback of some of the things I heard. So I found it interesting. I wrote this down because I found it interesting because Canelo's corner told Canelo after round 10 that he says you got to be smart. This guy punches and you got to be smart, and you're not going to be able to knock him. I guess meaning knock Golovkin out. That's what the corner was telling Canelo after round 10. I found that interesting, so I wrote it down. But Golovkin was controlling the fight, in my opinion, even when he was backing up at the start of the fight. For a lot of the rounds, at early rounds, he was backing up, but he was controlling the fight with his jab. The accuracy and the sharper punches were controlling the fight, in my opinion. And, so Canelo wasn't winning the story of the fight, as I mentioned. I don't know what they were talking about. Just because Golovkin wasn't being a destroyer and just walking forward and walking him down the whole fight, does he have to do that to win the story of the fight? Like, just because he's known to do that, just because he's not doing it, doesn't mean he's not winning the story of the fight. Like, that's fucking bullshit. Because if Mayweather was doing that, say if Mayweather started brawling with the guy and winning the brawl, like, then he's still winning the story of the fight, though. He should be still winning the story of the fight. Like, hold on, let me just relax a bit here. It just pisses me off how people score the fucking fight. The judges score the fight. Pisses me off. Okay, so Golovkin, he walks the guy down. He beats them up. He walks forward. He backs the guy up. He wins the story of the fight. But when he's boxing on the outside, he's not winning the story of the fight, even though he's doing it effectively and he's laying sharp power punches and sharp jabs. But he's not winning the story of the fight just because he's not backing the guy up. But he's landing the cleaner, effective blows. So he's still winning the story of the fight, in my opinion. So just because he's not like he did it to Lemieux too. I think Lemieux was backing him up. I think I only seen that fight once, but I remember Lemieux was backing him up at the start, but he was just using his jab and landing the jab. But he eventually got Lemieux out of there, so it didn't really matter the story of the fight there. But what I'm saying is, say a fighter, like this is just for instance, you have Mayweather. He's used to winning the fight, backing up, counterpunching. So that's his story of the fight. So say he went out one fight and he started brawling with a guy, but he was winning the brawl. Is he still winning the story of the fight? I think he is, because he's winning. He's landing the cleaner shots still. He's landing more shots. So he's still winning. Even though he's not doing the regular style he's used to doing, he's still winning the fight. So that's what I don't get here. Just about that he didn't win the story of the fight bullshit. He won the story of the fight. And just because Canelo said he was going to come forward and he did, like, props to him, respect. But just because he's doing that and he said he was going to do that, and Golovkin's trainer was saying Mexican style, we're going to walk him down and stuff like that. Just because Golovkin didn't walk him down the whole fight doesn't mean he wasn't winning the story of the fight. He was still winning the fight, landing the cleaner, effective blows, the sharper punches. Like I said, I can go in a fight with you and say I'm going to brawl with you, and then I do the complete opposite and just box you on the outside. It doesn't matter. I still won the fight if I won the fight. I landed the punches on the outside and the more cleaner shots on the outside. Just because I didn't brawl with you like I said I was doesn't mean I lost the story of the fight. He still won the fight. It doesn't matter. That's all talk. That's irrelevant. You know what I'm saying, guys? So, Uh, yeah, like I said, if Triple G was Mayweather, they would have said he won easy work, and they would have said he was extremely effective and stuff like that. Let's see here. Just looking for stuff I wrote down. Oh yeah, Triple G's defense is very good. He made Canelo miss, like, not land cleanly and miss shots, but not land cleanly. That's the thing. He made Canelo not land his shots very cleanly. Though Canelo's combinations are flashy, they did not land clean, a lot of them. Which Golovkin's punches, when they do land, his jab was superb. So effective, so sharp, so clean. His uppercuts, his punches were just very clean when they landed. They landed clean when he threw them and landed them. They were crisp. So styles make fights. This was a great fight. Not only action-wise, but tactically-wise. Tactical fight. This is a great fight. And that's why I want to see a third fight. And I'll mention why I think Triple G is maybe happy that this result happened, and why Team Triple G is happy about this outcome. I thought about it. I thought Triple G would be pissed, and maybe he probably is pissed, but I thought about another way why his team might be happy of this result. I'll tell you in the next video. I'll make a video about it, why he might be happy about him getting robbed again. You think, why would he be happy? He lost again? He should have won, but I'll tell you why. And I'll tell you why they probably made it like this. Why the politics in boxing made it Canelo won this fight. Not only does he run Vegas now that Mayweather's gone, but I'll tell you in the next video. Round 10, Canelo was hurt by a big right hand. That seemed to really bug him. But he fought back like a warrior. He's tough as fuck. You gotta give credit to Canelo. He fought back after he was hurt there by that big right hand in the 10th round. And his corner even said, "Are you okay?" after that round. And he's just a warrior. Both guys are warriors. In the 12th round, Golovkin landed huge, sharp, powerful uppercuts and right hands. I don't know how Canelo handled them, but he did, and he didn't even really flinch or get. It didn't even really faze him that much. But in the 10th round, I would say that was probably the only right hand that really noticeably bugged him and looked like he was hurt. It landed right above the eye on the temple. That's probably why. It was a looping right hand, landed right there. So that probably affected his brain and hurt him. But round 12, Golovkin probably landed the most crisp power shots of the whole fight, frequently, and like the most in that one single round, I would say. And Canelo didn't even really get affected by them, but they were so clean. I don't know how the judges scored. Two of the judges scored for Canelo in round 12. It beats me. I really don't know, guys. Let me catch my breath. It's hard when you talk this much you get so excited and like emotional, like so much stuff you want to say when you see a wrong decision like this. And I don't blame Canelo. He tried. He deserves to be at this level. There was close rounds, but he did not win the fight. That's just, he did not win. And a lot of fighters thought he lost. A lot of real fighters thought he lost. I'll name a few. Manny Pacquiao thought Gennady Golovkin won. Terrence Crawford thought he won. Daniel Jacobs thought he won. Many others thought he won. And then there's celebrities, like obviously Dan Redfield had it a draw. Harold Letterman had it 116-112. Grant Lee Kiza had Triple G winning the last round. And so did Dan Rayfield, so I don't know what they were seeing there. I'm just reading Twitter things. Amir Khan did think Canelo won, though. But maybe he's just saying that so it makes him look better that, okay, I got knocked out by a guy who beat Triple G. Maybe that's making him feel better, making him sleep at night. Maybe. Uh, Lou DiBella obviously thought GGG won again. Gary Parrish thought the judges got it wrong again, and this is why the reason why boxing has a terrible reputation. I don't know who that guy is. LeBron James thought it was one of the best fights he's ever seen. He would love to see them fight any time of day. He didn't say a winner there though. And Vinny Gudagino said it was a horrible decision. I don't know who the fuck that is. But the main names, Terrence Crawford, Manny Pacquiao, Daniel Jacobs had it for Triple G. And many fans had it, obviously. And Harold Lennerman had it. And I had it. And the people who I watched with had it. But a lot of people who watched it with me the first time, weren't really scoring the fight. They thought it was close. But like I said, the biased commentating was going to make them think it's close. I tell you, it works, guys. If I could tell you anything to a Canelo fan, to a Triple G fan, to an either fan, whatever fighter you're watching, if you're watching any fight, you gotta re-watch the fucking fight. I don't care if you thought your fighter won the fight the first time, you gotta watch it again. You gotta score round by round because the commentating fucks with you and makes you think certain things and you view it differently. Watch the fight a second time. I always say that if it's a close fight or a controversial decision, watch the fight a second time and score it round by round. So I still thought Triple G won when the first time I watched it, but I thought it was closer. But watching it again, I had Triple G winning by 8 rounds to 4. Okay, so I don't care if he came forward. He wasn't effective. I don't care if I said to you guys, I don't care if Canelo came forward. He wasn't effective because Roy Jones said that how he was saying how he felt bad and sad that, oh, if Golovkin's team didn't really say that they were going to do Mexican style, then I wouldn't have been a problem with giving it to Triple G. But he said he was going to fight Mexican style, and he didn't the whole fight. So I'm going to give it to Canelo, the benefit of the doubt to Canelo, because he said what his team said, and what he said he actually did. He came forward, but he wasn't effective, so that's irrelevant, Roy Jones. That's fucking irrelevant. Even Roy Jones knew Triple G won the fight the way his comments came off right there. Like, come on. So let's see here if I have anything else to add to it. Oh yeah, one thing that surprised me was obviously, good things about Canelo. His chin is fucking incredible. He's a warrior. He doesn't back down. He didn't want to give up ground. When he did get hurt, he came back with shots. Even though he didn't land the punches as clean as Golovkin did, and that's one of the reasons why I thought he lost the fight. He did do good body work, but it wasn't as clean as people thought it was. Golovkin had a great defense and was blocking and taking a lot of the sting off those body shots with good defense and tightening up the defense at the body. So I would say he kept up. He tried to get the body shots in. He landed good body shots. His chin, good warrior. He landed some good shots of his own, good jabs of his own, I mean. And obviously he landed good right hands. But I think his punches just weren't as sharp and as crisp as Golovkin's. Golovkin's jab was just too clean, too crisp, too frequently landed so many of them. The uppercuts, the right hands, just the meaningful shots Golovkin was landing cleaner, and he threw more and he landed more. He threw over 250 more punches. He landed over 30 more punches. The jabs were just no contest. The power punches were very similar though, landing. Canelo apparently landed a little more power shots. but Golovkin threw more. But you can't always go by CompuBox, guys, so I can't just say those stats are the whole story, but you have to match it up with your eyes. So view CompuBox, still use it as a tool, respectively, to gauge your decisions, but it shouldn't be the primary tool. You got to use your eyes and watch the fight. And because I think CompuBox is wrong sometimes, like it's not always right. So use your eyes first. CompuBox is just there to give you information, but it's not always correct. It's open to error. What else do I got here? Yeah, I want to see it again though, guys. Great tactical fight, great action fight. You get the best of both. You get tactical skill plus action with these two fighters. Stylistically, this is a great fight to see. This is like Manny Pacquiao versus Juan Manuel Marquez. That's the kind of trilogy we're getting here. We're getting a high action fight with technical superior skill of both fighters. Such a high level skill fight. Oh yeah, what I was going to mention was I thought Canelo was winning the first half of the fight the first time I watched it. I thought Golovkin was he looked like he was maybe wearing down. He was breathing hard though. That's what I noticed both times. But when I reviewed it again, Canelo only won 2 of the first 6 rounds in my opinion, and he only won 2 of the last 6 rounds in my opinion. So you got to watch a fight again, guys. Whatever fight it is, if it's close, watch it again. Try to not be biased. And what I try to do to not make the fight biased is the close rounds I'll give to the other guy. That's what I'll do. That the other guy who I don't want to win. Now, I respect both of these fighters. I like both of these fighters. But I want a Triple G to win. Just like when Manny Pacquiao fought Lucas Matisse. I like both of those guys, but I wanted Manny Pacquiao to win. So it's not like I hate Canelo. But I guess I am biased because I want Triple G to win. So that's why I try scoring it properly and giving the close rounds to Canelo. Now, I want to bring up Porter versus Garcia and the differences and similarities, because there is similarities and differences to that fight. So, some people thought Danny Garcia won that fight. I had Sean Porter win that fight, and I'll tell you why. I could make a whole video about that, but I'll just give you a quick similarities and differences between Triple G and Canelo 2 and Porter versus Garcia. So the similarities was you had Porter coming forward the whole fight, and he wasn't being very effective. A lot of his punches weren't landing that clean, but he was throwing a shitload of punches, and he was landing he wasn't landing a shitload of punches, but he was landing them because he landed more because he threw such a shit ton more that he ended up landing more than Danny Garcia. But the punches weren't that crisp and clean. Danny Garcia's punches were crisp and clean. But the problem was Porter just threw so many more punches. So that's a similarity there. No, that's kind of a similarity, I guess, there. I'm kind of drawing a blank right now. Man, I got to grab my breath. I'm talking so much. So the difference there is... this is the similarity there. Like, why didn't you give Canelo the fight then if he was going forward and like Porter was? Okay, because Canelo was going forward for a lot of the fight, but it was similar in the sense that Danny Garcia wasn't running. He was boxing Porter, but Porter was just throwing so much that he ended up landing more. But Golovkin was like Danny Garcia in the sense that he was landing the cleaner, more effective blows and fighting on the back foot for a lot of the fight. But the thing is Danny Garcia didn't throw more punches than Sean Porter. Gennady Golovkin threw more punches than Canelo. So that's the difference between Danny Garcia and Gennady Golovkin in that sense. They were both fighting off the back foot for a lot of the fight, boxing the guy on the outside. but the aggressor wasn't being very effective, in the sense Canelo and Sean Porter both of them weren't landing the cleaner shots. They were being less effective than Danny Garcia and Gennady Golovkin. But Danny Garcia didn't throw enough punches. Gennady Golovkin threw more punches than Canelo and was throwing enough punches. He threw fucking over 800 punches for a middleweight. That's incredible. I don't even think Danny Garcia threw even close to 800 punches, and he's a welterweight. So I think if Danny Garcia threw more punches, he would have won that fight. But the fact that his work rate was too low, I couldn't give him that fight. But he did land the cleaner shots and the harder shots. So I wanted to mention that, guys. But let me know who you thought won this fight. Watch it again, guys. I watched it in HD on my DVR, so this was 1080p, perfect quality. I reviewed it round by round. I came up with 8 rounds to 4, Gennady Golovkin. I thought it was closer the first time I watched it when I didn't score it, but I still had Golovkin winning. But let me know how you thought you scored the fight. But I invite you guys to watch this fight again. It's a great fight. Both of them are warriors, have great chins, and there's no give in both of these fighters. They did not want to back down, and they produced a great middleweight championship fight. I hope to see a third fight, because style-wise, this is like a Juan Manuel Marquez versus Manny Pacquiao trilogy series, in my opinion. Except I actually think that Juan Manuel Marquez poses more of a challenge to Manny Pacquiao. I think Juan Manuel Marquez did better than Canelo did against Golovkin. So in that sense, it's not the same. Like, I think Golovkin edged like Canelo both times clearly, but when it comes to Juan Manuel Marquez and Manny Pacquiao, Marquez gives him a run for his money, and there's a lot of close fights. First fight, second fight, fourth fight, we know what happened. Third fight, they're all fucking close. But this fight, it has the same aspects. You get the action, you get the stylistically, you get a great fight. Like I said, I had Golovkin winning 8-4, had him winning the first round, had him winning the third round, the fourth round, the fifth round, the 7th round, the 10th, 11th, and 12th, and I had Canelo winning the 2nd, 6th, 8, and 9. So let me know who you guys thought won this fight. Watch it again, though, guys. I'll see you in the next video. Let me know if you like this video. Hit the notification button if you want to see my future videos and get an update on those. Subscribe. Hit the like button if you liked the video. Let me know if I did a good in-depth review about this fight. I try to do research here and put a lot of shit down on the pages. But yeah, I wrote it down on a Capital One thing in the mail. It was as close as by in my living room. So as I was watching the fight, I'm like, I grabbed a piece of paper, a pencil nearby, and I just jotted down stuff. And then this is Desjardins insurance and paper. So yeah, it's not the cleanest, but I wrote it all down. I had the research for it. I tried to do the most in-depth I could. But Golovkin's the better fighter. He won the story of the fight. Canelo put up a good fight, though. You got to respect him. He belongs on this level. I just didn't think he won the fight. He just wasn't as effective with his punches. The body shots were good, but they weren't as clean as I thought they were the first time I watched it. So it wasn't enough for him to win the fight, in my opinion. I thought Golovkin won this fight. So thanks for watching, guys. Power Up Boxing, powering down. I'll see you in the next video.